just wait until we go live. Oh wait, I put the wrong time there. Okay. Yep, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Freshman League here in Gavra Racing. And yeah, we're back once again here for the Freshman League in Monza this time. And the first of the Monza races this week. Obviously, we had Japan yesterday for the Academy. And yeah, so we're in Monza now. And Premier and Super League will also be here in Monza as well this week. But I am joined by someone who isn't new to the league, came in as a driver, but now is doing commentating as a new commentary member. It's Byron. So how are you doing, mate? Welcome to Gavra Racing, and welcome to the Gavra Racing commentary.
Well, I'm feeling better than ever, and I wonder what's going on in these drivers' heads, knowing that they're going to be live streamed to all of the passionate fans. I'm not sure if we can call our fans tifosi on this occasion, but there we go, I've already done it. So this is our quote-unquote tifosi as we move on through quali. It should be an interesting one. Monza's a pretty interesting circuit. You've really got to be on the limit, and especially through, you've really got the oh my god, the names are going out of my head. Lesmo 1, Lesmo 2 can be quite easy to invalidate, and Ascari as well, so these drivers can be careful as always.
Yeah, the track limits around here really aren't a favourite with drivers, and as you said, we're going to see a lot of people invalidating here today. But just an update on a few things. So we did have some penalties to run through in this race, and we've also got some championships permutations to go through, and some replacement drivers as well. So I'll get to the penalties first. So the penalties here, really, the only thing we had from looking at all of this was that it was Deadly Jason has picked up an LLP2, which means that he will get a 3-place grid drop at the end of this race. And as well, I believe there was another one. Yep, so AB Techers has got an LLP1, which means he will get a 1-place reduction at the end of this race. And also Phantom Razgriz, who isn't here today, but he does have a replacement. His replacement will not need to do it, but when Phantom comes back in the next race in Japan, if he's here, he will get a LLP3, which means he gets a 5-place drop at the end of the race. So that was the penalties. Replacement drivers here today. So Combat is no longer racing with us. So Woody is hopping in for this race. As you all know, Woody 212 currently was leading the Group 2 Championship in the GT Sport. Has raced in the F1 leagues 1 or 2 times, but has returned here for the Freshman League, so I have to see how he gets on. We also have Black Charizard is replacing Phantom Razgriz in the Ferrari, and as you know, the rules here are a driver can only replace a driver from the league below, not allowed from the league above, otherwise the driver will be too quick for the league that they're currently in. So Volo Dahara is back again in the Alfa Romeo as he is permanently now, and the Scout Dan as well, as you also know from GT Sport, he is now in the Alfa Romeo as well. So a few new faces here and a few replacements as well, and so yeah, it's going to be a good race here. Now if you want to Byron, if you want to go through the championship standards now, and then I'll follow up with the title permutations afterwards.
Well, I did just quickly want to say one thing. Thank you, FJordy2, for the Twitch Prime subscription. You've been subscribed for 7 months. Thank you very much for the support. And Geek Fusion Zero has subscribed at Tier 1. They've been subscribed for 3 months. So thank you for the subscriptions. As always, does help out a huge ton. Obviously, being the relatively small league we are. Obviously, every Twitch Prime subscription helps us to continue providing good racing. But I'm just quickly This is may or may not be filler content because I didn't have the standings loaded, but we do have the standings now, and I can tell you that in the team standings, Ferrari are on top with 264 points. I believe at this point in time, it's pretty much mathematically impossible for Renault, who are second place, to win the championship. Racing Point are third with 81 points. Haas with 67 in fourth. McLaren fifth with 65. They'll be looking to maybe get ahead of Haas with a good result here, maybe. Red Bull is sixth with 48 points. AlphaTauri 45 points in seventh. Mercedes are eighth with 38 points. Ninth are Williams with 22 points. I can't actually see who's 10th, but by process of deduction, that'll be Alfa Romeo, and they've clearly not got enough points because they didn't show up on the website.
Yeah, because, I think it was because we did have 2 Alfa Romeo drivers, but they both dropped out, so I think that's why they probably aren't on there. But the Drivers' Championship, because we believe RC8 might be able to win the championship today, so he could win the Constructors and the Drivers' Championship today. But yeah, if you quickly run through those, and then I'll go through the championships, title permutations, sorry.
Well, RC8 is looking stronger than ever. He's taken 7 wins so far this season, and 3 of them have the fastest lap. The only race he hasn't got a win is France, where he got P3. He's on 193 points. Gregster follows with 90. Phantom Margins, I have no idea how to pronounce
Phantom Razgriz.
Alright, well, 71 points for Phantom Razgriz. Deadly Jason on 53. Tunturi Piranha. Well, 48 points for him. And, oh god, Tonio's 60. Yep. He's also on 48 points. Kebab Barrages. These names are very confusing.
Yeah, some of them are.
For him. Sabo the Mister, 36 points for him also. Dazza 814 on 33 points. Unique J, he is on 29 points. AB Techers, he is on 28 points. Triple O, he's on 23 points. Gin and Juice, 97.
Gin and Juice,
Gin and Juice, yeah, sorry, my bad. 21 points for him. Combat 2421 is on 20 points. Alex Gunnar Mac, what a name, 15 points. Robert Codfather, 14 points. Infamella, 9 points. Valar Dorias, Doharas on 2 points. And Billy Misu on 1 point. Butchered more of their names than I can count, but if that ain't worth a Twitch Prime subscription for how diabolical that was, nothing is.
That's alright. So, the championship permutations. So, if Gregster, who is second in the championship, if he finishes first, the title will go to the next round. If he finishes second, or with fastest lap, RC8 must finish first to win the title today. He'll win the title with 4 rounds still left remaining, which is pretty incredible actually for him. And then basically the rest of it is, if Gregson finishes third, RC8 must finish second. Same if it's fourth, RC8 must finish third, and so on and so on. You get the patterns. So yeah, so that is what has to happen today. If Gregster wins, the title will go to Japan. If not, if Gregson does not win today, RC8 will be the Freshman League Season 3 champion. So, we will have to see what happens. And he has just gone pole by 5/10 of a 19.5. So that's a very good lap there from Gregster. And puts himself up into pole position at the moment. RC8 need to pick up see if he can pick up some pace and try and get on top there ahead of Gregster's main championship rival at the moment. It'll be interesting to see what these new boys can do here in the race as well. And a bit of an insight here, Byron, into this. Robert Codfather, I'm going to give you a small fact about him. This man is 58 years old, Robert Codfather is, and still racing here in these online virtual leagues, which is absolutely crazy. And he is the nicest guy you will ever come across. And let's just say, commentators aren't supposed to have a bias, but he's my guy. He is Robert Codfather. He is the guy. Well, so yeah, keep an eye on that man.
Guy, if he's your guy, Gregster's my guy. I've know him from another league I've commentated in. He is quick, and it is clear that he is going to be doing some incredible stuff here, and he's obviously proving that with an incredible lap time from him. And I'm not sure if he's realising that I'm commentating another one of his races. It's probably.
It's good to see 42 people in so far. Welcome. We've got Two Saint in there, the Unlimited Chicken. How are you doing? Two Saint, RC8 in there as well. Yordi, Napula, iVelocity, Rick Holt, welcome as well. Castangle, Napula, welcome to the chat as well. And Simsoft, welcome as well. But yeah, F1 Lover, welcome. And welcome to the Freshman League here. And if you don't know already, brand new commentator with me, Byron, and he's been in Gavra racing for a while. You were a driver. Were you a driver at one point, or were you going to be a driver?
I was gonna be a driver, but it was the assist that I didn't quite like. Me with my can't remember what it was. I think you're not allowed traction or racing lines.
We have medium traction, and we have medium traction only, and then racing lines off.
Yeah, I only use that racing line as a braking marker, and that's why I wasn't too keen, but it's fine. I get to watch people who don't have racing lines.
And definitely, I have to see what's going to happen here. So, RC8 though, he needs to pick up his game here, try and see if he can get out the pits. 4 minutes 15 left in this session. His Unique J just went third with 19.9. Good to see Woody up there actually. Current in a championship battle, very very close championship battle in the second group in GT Sport. If you haven't checked that already, video just went online today actually from that GT Sport race. So if you just keep an eye on that, and keep an eye on that championship fight, because that's very very close over there as well. And we've got a good one on our hands here in the Freshman League. And don't forget, Premier Series tomorrow, Super League on Thursday. The Super League Championship fight just got ever more spicy after that Silverstone race where Tim won, and it was reverse ordering how the top 3 championship is. And then it's all been mixed up at the moment. Got mixed up in Spa as well. So yeah, all is going to happen in the leagues at the moment. It's come down to that time where people will start winning these championships, and we're seeing that here. For the Ferrari could wrap up both drivers and constructors championships today. So let's see what they're able to do. Kevin Lazio, a subscriber, but he was subscribed for 10 months. I believe, is that Jutsi Kevin the chat, Kevin Lazio, or is that Ray Fizz? It's one of you two. One of the Jutsis. Thank you for the Twitch Prime sub there. And great to see 45 people in watching. And good to see how many people are in the stream. But yeah, Robert Codfather is just coming into the pits now. And just keep an eye on Robert. He will sneak his way into the points in the race. That's all he's done all season. He's not the quickest driver in the world as Robert, but he keeps it clean and consistent. And that's all you need to do in these kind of races, Byron. That's the real key to racing. Clean and consistent.
Yeah, well, I've been keeping an eye on the Twitch chat, and RC8, he's been a bit of a naughty boy, you know. I've noticed he's been texting while he's driving.
Well, I think he was texting while he was in the pit lane, so I think he's been all right. To be fair,
he was in the car. He's still texting whilst driving, even if you're stationary, you know. Oh, but now he's I think he's paused or something.
I think he's slowed down. I could be trying to create a gap to the car ahead, because he looks like he's got an Alfa Romeo ahead. Yeah, the Scout Dan, not too far ahead of him. And Gav, mate, there's someone in the chat asking about how they can register the championship, mate. If you want to just sort them out, and I'll keep an eye on this here. But RC about to come round for a lap. Let's right on board with him on this lap. Championship leader now. So he's coming down the first straight. DRS open here as he goes down this massive long straights here in Monza. as he's going to go all the way down into second gear, locks up a little bit on the front right, but manages to get the car hooked in enough though, as he's going to come down now through Curva Grande, basically just means big curve in English, as come down now into the second of the two chicanes, as these cars can brake so late on this track, really get the car turned in there. GT Sport though, you have to brake so early. These cars though got such good brakes on them. Down into fourth gear through the first Lesmo, it gets a little bit leery on the rear. Down into the next second Lesmo, back down into fourth just to get the turn in on that Ferrari. And now he's going to come down, DRS open once again as he'll come up through the sector split. Let's see what he's doing here at the moment, as he improves by 3/10, but that isn't enough for pole position. He's coming through Ascari now, down into fifth gear, and he's going to be on the exit. He's going to have a small tow from the car ahead. I think might be just a little bit too far away though for that. Come down now into Parabolica, braking like literally around that 50-meter ball. That's how late you can brake in these F1 cars. Round towards the line, can RC8 sit it on pole position? Will the current championship leader do so? No, only good enough for second place. A 10th behind Gregster there in that Ferrari. And this is what Gregster needs. He has to win this race. And there's a big crash on the exit of the first chicane. I think Sabo the Mister's gone off. And Sabo the Mister's been probably the most unlucky driver in the Freshman League this season. He's been so many times he's had chances to be on the podium, to win the race, and he just spun it, especially that one in China. That was disappointing for him. But RC8 retiring the car as well. He's not going to be able to improve on this race.
Infamella goes up to 6th there. That was a pretty good lap from the AlphaTauri, displacing the... Geez, I am definitely not going to be getting that name right at all, but the Racing Point...
Tuncuri Piranha. Tuncuri.
I'm just going to say Tuncuri.
Yeah, just say Tuncuri, yeah. That's all I do, don't you worry. Go on, carry on.
These names are very, very confusing indeed, but Gin and Juice 97, he's on a lap, but it was down 4/10 in the first sector, so clearly not pushing all too hard, so he's clearly... I don't know what he's doing. He's got it invalidated. Oh well. The Alfa Romeo, he's off.
Big slide there from the AlphaTauri driver of Infameli. He's actually in the gravel on the exit of the second Lesmo. Let's have a look here at Kebab as he's come around now. He's been near the top of the Freshman League this season. Let's see what he's able to do now. So he'll come around and go across the line. Let's see what he's able to do. If he can improve, he goes up into third. I say 8th. He did a 1:19.8. But went up into third place, pushes Woody down to 4th. Unique J currently on a lap at the moment. Go on.
I was wondering what his teammate's going to do. His teammate might be able to respond with another good lap here. I'm not sure if he's improving at all, but he is looking pretty strong. He does use quite a bit of X curve on the exit. He is taking a very nice line down there. Is he going to improve? He improves by a 10th and does his teammate over.
Yeah, he pushes.
McLaren locks the second row of the grid for the time being, unless Tuncuri has an absolute stormer of a lap, which he doesn't.
No, he hasn't. He's coming to the pits.
Includes qualifying.
I think it does. Yeah. Just quickly, it was nice to see we had 50 viewers at one point in the chat. So thank you to everyone who's joined us so far. Black Country Mush, my boss man, welcome Black Country. How are you doing? It's Tiger and Byron, one of the new commentators we've got here in Gavra Racing. So yeah, it's not his first time commentating, but it's his first time here in Gavra commentating. So make him feel warm and welcome, and he's definitely doing a very good job so far. So quality's just ended here, and I'll go through the standings for the race in just a second. As we'll get ready to go. And remember, guys, while we've got everyone here again, I'll quickly run through the grid and then the permutations again. So Gregster taking pole position on this one, beating his championship rival RC8 to the pole position by 100th of a second. That's crazy tight there. Then 2/10 back to Unique Jane third, Kebab in 4th, Woody in 5th, Infamella in 6th, Tuncuri in 7th, Black Charizard in 8th, Sabo in 9th, Gin and Juice in 10th, Tonios in 11th, followed O'Hara's in 12th, Triple O in 13th, Dazza in 14th, Alex Gunnermack in 15th, Robert Kovfar is 16th, Deadly Jason 17th, the Scout down in 18th, and Tekker's at the back there. I think he was having a few internet issues. Is at the back there in 19th place. But yeah, but just remind you all once again, title permutations for today. If Gregson gets first and or the fastest lap, the title will go to the next round. If he gets second and or the fastest lap, an RC8 must finish first to win. If he gets third, RC8 must finish second. If he gets fourth, RC8 must finish third, and the pattern continues all the way down the grid until you're outside of the points. So yeah, that is what RC8 needs to do, and it is raining. It is raining here in the Freshman League. Remember, 50% race, Byron, so anything could change here. It looks like what we've had a few seasons, but a few races this season, Byron, is there's been wet weather, but with the dynamic weather in this race, it hasn't been enough rain for intermediates. It's just been a little bit slippery on the slicks, and it looks a little bit like that's what it is here, because the rain is very, very light, so we could have a very good race on our hands here.
Well, I think this race could certainly be an interesting one, and it'll be interesting to see, are they on the intermediates? It doesn't look like it's raining all too much. They might have to pit for the inters, though. You don't know how the weather is going to hold up.
The dynamic weather, is crazy on this game. Like, we saw it in Spa in the Premier Series. The rain, from around about half a lap, it took for it to dry up from inters to slicks, which is pretty crazy. Someone's had a huge slide off the beginning there. That's Woody getting all on the rear there at the beginning. And it's just moved itself back into formation. But Greg's going to lead the way, and it definitely is this wet, slick conditions here. As, yeah, wow, 57 viewers, Gav. It's crazy. This is what we want to see in Gavra Racing. Getting loads of people in watching these streams and watching these drivers battle it out here in the Freshman League and the rest of our leagues here. As someone has been disqualified. I think there was a bit of contact, maybe. There's always contact. They have a bit of... the end of the formation lap, they go back to the grid. Someone had a spin at the back. I didn't quite see who that was, but someone definitely had a bit of a spin at the back. But
yeah, it was one of the McLarens that got disqualified from the formation lap, so it was likely just a little tap on the rear end of another car, and the game's just very strict with that, which unfortunately means that Unique J, he's going to be starting on cold tyres in Fermetta.
Yeah.
He's going to be joining him, so yeah. They're not going to be having the greatest of starts, especially considering it's these low grip conditions and they haven't got the tyres into that right window to fully utilise that grip. So these drivers are going to have a torrid time come the race start.
It's interesting, it's telling me it's a soft medium here, which I really don't believe that. I swear it's only a soft to medium on this track, but... I don't know, we'll find out what happens, because sometimes the game is just completely wrong. It usually is, and definitely in Brazil it's completely wrong. It says Brazil's a soft to hard, even though it's definitely it's a makeable soft to medium. So gonna have to see what happens here with these freshman guys, but the rain could get heavier in this race. Apparently Unique J spun, and that's why Spanner, maybe someone hit him, I think, which is why he got disqualified from the formation lap. But two drivers starting on opposite tyres, different strategy. So Alex Gunnermack gone for the mediums, AB Tekker's on the hards, interestingly. So I have to see how he fares around this track, as 52 people watching. Thank you everyone for joining. Really popular tonight. And make sure you tune in tomorrow for the Premier Series. Same start time, 8:30 in the UK, 9:30 around Europe, and back in the Super League as well on Thursday. Well, it's same start time as well. Super League is our quickest league here in Gavra, so make sure to tune in for that one. Big Titanic Championship battle over there. But here we go. The championship could be wrapped up this race if RC8 beats Gregster in any way, but he has to beat Gregster to do so. If Gregster beats him, then it will go to Japan. So here we go. The light's going to count down, but they will never be ready, because that's what this game's about. So we'll wait until we see the revs, and the revs will get fired up here, and it's going to be Lights down and away we go.
Away we go.
Yeah,
looks like it's actually a really good start from Gregster actually, and his teammate there also.
Oh, there's been someone's lost it on the rear already. It's Woody. He's had a big spin already off of the rear, and Woody just completely losing the rear off the start. He's not used to the conditions here at the moment, as someone's come across the curb there. I think that was Uni J getting a little bit across the curb, but RC8 now hasn't been able to get past Gregster on the start, so he's gonna have to stay behind him. And this is gonna go wheel to wheel between Black Charizard and Kebab Baron just there, but Kebab going to keep the position there at the moment as Tonio's right up behind here of Saba the Mister off the start, and that Alex going to mat close to him as well. Could be a potential move here, possibly. Looks like Dan might be going for the move, and no, sorry, Volodar on Infamela was the other Alpha male. Volodar getting all out of sorts, and Saba the Mister almost went into the wall there. It's AB Techers having a bit of a, I think there were Robert Codfather at the back, but it seems to be mostly clean so far at the start. A couple of people just losing the rear, but nothing too much at the moment. Is someone spanning into the wall, and I think that was Volodar possibly, was it Triple O could have done that? I think it might have been Triple O actually who had that spin, but Woody's got bad damage and he's going to have to come into the pits as the Scout Dan goes past Dazza up into 12th place, and Gin and Juice now and Tunchuri having a bit of a battle here as Tunchuri now on getting attacked here from Infamela as well, but it seems to be a pretty clean start so far, Byron, from these drivers.
Well, you'll be interested to know that the driver who's gained actually the most positions and actually continuing to gain positions, he's actually trying to overtake his teammate now, the Scout Dan. He's up 7 positions already on the opening lap of the race. So a really good feat from the Alfa Romeo driver. Could be looking at points potentially if he manages to keep this race on track.
Here comes...
As I say that, he gets overtaken by the Mercedes. Woody's actually lost 14 places on the opening lap of the race.
Black Charizard just went for a huge dive. He went down the inside of Infamela, and he went back to try to go down the inside of Tunchuri as well into turn 1, and just couldn't make it work as Tonio's now. I think Infamela's just dropping so far back here. I think he might actually have some wing damage. Just sees he got end plate damage. No, he doesn't actually. I thought he did, but he's dropping quite far back here at the moment as Triple O has gone really, really deep there into the chicane, and is going to come back on track though in a safe position. He's got Deadly Jason right up behind him. He's not going to be able to make the pass, but these guys at the moment having to struggle in these tricky conditions. And RCA now, this is for the lead of the championship here, Byron. Here comes RCA. He's going to try and go round the outside here into Ascari in these wet conditions, and he's gone off into the gravel, and he hasn't been able to make the move work, and he's dropped back now out of that DRS range. And there's a McLaren on the back.
On the back of him.
Yeah, there's a McLaren right on the back of him now. It's Uni J.
This could be interesting if the McLaren can get past the Ferrari, because that's really going to add insult to
Someone's
injury.
had an off at the back. I think it's Dazza. Yeah, Dazza having a huge off at the back. He's dropped all the way down the field. I don't know whether he had a contact with someone, whether he got squeezed. I don't know at this point. But this is not good for us here in this championship, as Volodar is getting past Tonios. These guys are going to go wheel to wheel here. Nearly 60 viewers. Thank you everyone for joining us so far. And it's going to be an overtake here, Byron.
Well, you're talking about overtakes, but I've also just realised Gregster has a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. On lap number 2 he got that. So, really not been the best of starts for
has this been someone spinning? Volodar has had a big spin, and he's lost the rear there, and he's got big wing damage. I think he just lost the rear of the cars. Tonios and Black Charizard again going wheel to wheel. A bit of contact there from Tonios. From Black Charizard on Tonios. Tonios has got end plate damage.
On both sides as well.
Has he got double end plate damage, does he?
Yes, he's got end plate damage on both sides, and actually, Black Charizard, it looks like he has a little bit of damage to the main plane of the front wing, which is actually very hard to spot damage on, but I think I spot a little bit of damage on the end plate.
Woody is manually retired in the pit lane, and that's what these drivers need to do. That is the rule here in Gavra Racing. And did that just go 3 wide into Ascari? I do not know, but that would look like a brilliant move there from Alex Gunnar getting past Tonios there. As someone again losing it on the rear. These conditions proving really tricky for these freshman league drivers, Byron. These sort of slight wet conditions on these slicks.
Doesn't look all too hard for Gregster though. He really looks to have it quite under control now. He's just out in front, leading the pack, should it be. and he's got a clear road in front of him. No back markers to cause chaos and no driver behind to contend with. He's just plain sailing right now. He has got to worry, though, that RC8 is catching a little bit, but it's not all too bad for the Renault driver, as he is looking to keep the championship alive going into the next round, providing he keeps this result. Just keeping an eye on Jeez, I'm really going to butcher this name. Valar de Jorez, as he's
close.
Not close, but not close enough. He swaps to the medium tyres and changes his front wing.
Tonios looks like he missed his braking point there at the... looks like he missed his braking point at the chicane, but Tonios needs to pit. Oh, his Kebab's had a spin. Kebab's had a spin on the exit of the second Lesmo. He's gone into the gravel, as you can see by his tyres. And that's dropped him back now behind Gin and Juice. But Tonios really needs to come into the pits here. He's holding drivers up, and he's causing quite a big danger on track. He needs to get himself into the pit lane, because he cannot go around the track like that with no wing. He needs to get himself into the pits.
Well, it's obviously up to him. There's nothing saying he can't stay out on that damage. It's just going to be a major inconvenience to him and others, but... That's what it's all about.
It's very, very dangerous.
It's basically like Imola when Lewis Hamilton crawled around with that slightly broken wing for a fair few laps. But actually, as you say, Tonios does indeed pit. So maybe he's paying attention to the stream and listening to your advice. But,
yeah, maybe he is. Still 18 cars in this race, and a few people pitting for wing damage and whatnot. And still a battle going on, as RC8 going to get that gap down to Gregster, and this is what RC8 needs to do. Remember, Gregster's got that 3-second time penalty already. Could that be more towards the end of this race? That could prove crucial. There's 27 laps here around Monza, and RC8 getting very, very leery on the rear there. Just dip the rear wheel into the gravel, and he might pick up a penalty, might pick up a warning for that of track limits, because he went so he went so deep into the corner. He went all 4 wheels off of the track, and he might possibly pick up a penalty for that one. As Alex going to mac now. Will he look for the move into Ascari on Tunturi? He's going to look for the move. He's gone down the inside. Oh, Sabo has gone into the back of Tunturi, and that could definitely well be a penalty for Sabo the Mister. It was a huge misjudge in the braking zone there from Sabo, spinning Tunturi around. And I know it's wet conditions, but yeah, no, but Sabo the Mister hit into the back of Tunturi, which is why he went flying off the track. So I think Sabo might have to pick up a penalty for that one.
Not going to be a very happy driver or drivers in that case, because they both went off into the gravel at Ascari. Not all too nice, but I'm wondering whether this rain is going to keep it up, and if so, are they going to have to pit for intermediates? Maybe
Infomela's gone really deep into the corner. He's actually picked up a 5-second time penalty for using the escape lane there. But, yeah, he's gone very, very deep into that corner there.
Tonio isn't having the best of times. He's just losing his front wing all over again. So he's lost both end plates for the second time this race. And we're only on lap number 6, so we can at least do it another, well, fair amount of times. So, I'm wondering if he's just trying to see how many from.
Oh, RC8's had a... Sorry, not RC8, Gregster. It's gone wide at Ascari, Byron, and he's had a huge slip on the rear, and that's cost him about half a second now, because RC8 is right up behind him, going into this DRS zone. Will RC8 have the DRS? I don't know whether he was within a set. He will have the DRS, but not going to be close enough. Looks like Gregster's point everything he can down the straights to keep RC8 away at the moment. Gin and Juice is gaining on Unique J in this race, as Gin and Juice now might go for the move. Actually, he could possibly pull to the outside here into turn 1, and isn't going to go for it there. Looks like Tunturi, though, having a bit of a battle here with Triple O, and very leery on the rear as Triple O ran really deep as well into the corner. And these wet conditions, Byron, proving really difficult for these freshman drivers at the moment.
I'm wondering if they're going to be considering potentially pitting to the intermediates, because actually looking at the circuit right now, it's not really much spray coming off the cars, but the halo and just the car in general is looking quite a bit damp, and it is actually quite clear the rain is falling a little bit harder, and they may need to be pitting for those intermediate tyres. And I've actually loaded up the tyre graphics so I can see, and actually the Scout Dan has actually come into the pit lane, so I'm going to keep an eye on what
there's been a bit of an incident happened. RC8 was within 4 seconds, so 4/10 of Gregster, and he's dropped back to 2.7 seconds. The Scout Dan is retired in the pit lane, and yeah, that's unfortunate for him. Gregster's coming to the pits. Could this be an intermediate stop? Could this be a gamble for Gregster? Or is it for another set of slick tyres? He's gone for the intermediates, Byron. This is a huge gamble and a huge thing in the championship here. Will this pay off for Gregster, or will it be too slow? Because I don't know whether it's changeover time yet. The DRS is still active. Could these intermediate tyres be better? Or could Gregster have just blown his opportunity of keeping RC8 from winning this championship? Let's have a look. Are these the better tyres?
Well, I'm keeping a massive eye on it, and actually he is gaining a little bit on Alex Gunner Mac. Obviously he's on the mediums, and it may just be a little anomaly from Alex Gunner Mac, which is allowing that, but it does look like Gregster is having a pretty good time on the Inters so far. No spins as of yet. I'm going to be keeping a big eye on him.
Yeah, the best thing to do here, look at gap to leader. Let's see if he's gaining time on RC8. I know there's obviously going to be a bit of a tyre wear difference, but still, the rain obviously has a huge effect. Let's see, is he gaining on RC8? At the moment, he seems to be hovering around the same. So maybe it's literally just at that crossover point, Byron, between the Inters and the wets. And maybe they're at the Inters and the slick, sorry. Maybe they're just kind of at that point where either or is faster. So I don't know at this point. It looks like someone had a bit of a spin. I think it was Deadly Jason who's had a bit of a spin there. Oh, someone's had an off at Ascari, and it is Infamella who's had a bit of an off there, and someone's coming to the bits. Gin and Juice is pitting. Could that be for a set of intermediates as well? Possibly.
It is a set of intermediates, yes, it is a set. So these drivers are actually taking the gamble. Gregster's taking the gamble, and now Gin and Juice has. This may force the hand of the drivers in front. They might have to react very soon. It actually doesn't seem like Gregster is having too much of an issue on these intermediates, and it actually seems as if, I'm not quite sure if I'm seeing this quite right, but it might actually be a little bit of spray beginning to come off of some of the cars, maybe. I'm not entirely sure if I'm seeing that 100% right, but that might be what I'm seeing.
Yeah, it could possibly be the case. And just looking in the chat, Woody said, why didn't the game give me an option for Inters? He was saying that apparently, according to him, what he saw in the weather, because obviously you can see the weather before the start of the race, said that the rain was for the first 20 minutes and then it was gonna dry up. So could this be the biggest gamble for these guys on the Inters? But it doesn't seem like they're losing tons. It looks like they're actually gaining time. So maybe the Inters are the way to go. Or maybe, as I said, Byron, maybe it's the balance between the softs and the Inters is so little at this point that either or tyre is still pretty much the same pace.
Well, RC8, he's sticking out for a further lap on soft tyres, so he's clearly made his mind up about what tyre's faster.
We've had someone off again. It's Tunturi off at Ascari again this time. As in these sort of half-wet conditions, you might look for the move here. He is actually going to go to the inside of Triple O. Here's these two going to go wheel to wheel once again. It's the Tunturi drifting through the corner as Black Charizard on the has gone onto the intermediate tyres as Tunturi gets past Triple O in the end.
The intermediates are beginning to catch on with the drivers here. maybe Black Charizard has been looking at the times and maybe gone, the Inters appear to be a little bit faster, although who knows at this stage of the Grand Prix? Who knows what tyres are faster?
I'm not sure at this point because Gin and Juice is losing time, but Gregster's gaining time. So I'm not sure whether Gin and Juice is just struggling on the intermediates with the setup, and Gregster's maybe is just better able to manage it. But he's gained on the back of Alex Gunamack a lot here, has Gregster. Let's see if he can... Black Country says, has DRS been disabled? No, DRS is still enabled, but we've seen this before, Black Country, where drivers have been allowed to use intermediates in these slightly wet, slightly slick conditions, and the DRS still be enabled. It's medium tyres for Unique J in the McLaren team, and does this not feel a little bit like Imola, Byron, in terms of, like, is it time for Inters? Is it not? It's still slick. Like, it's, you know, is it time for slicks? Is it? But it's like the opposite way around. You know what I mean? It feels a little bit like Imola, but the opposite way around at this point.
It is very, very similar, but if we begin to get a bit of a dry line and a bit of a wet line...
I'm sorry to interrupt you there, but Greg's just going to go down the inside of Alex Gunamack on those intermediate tyres, and he's caught back up to Kebab Barringers now, who is in second place, but has a 17-second gap ahead of him to the championship leader, RC8. Could this have paid off for Gregster? Can he gain time on RC8? We'll have to find out if he can or not. He needs to get past Gregster first, though.
Well, what I was saying is if there's a bit of a dry line and wet line that's going to begin to form, the people on the dries are really going to not want to clip that wet line unless they want Imola George Russell Valtteri Bottas 2.0, which obviously I'm assuming they're not going to want. But Gregster looking strong. RC8, he's just pitted. What tyres is he going to be going on? I do wonder.
Inters. It's Inters. Intermediates. So RC8 on the intermediates. Where will he come out though, Byron? He's in the pits. I think he's going to come out behind it. But Gregson, Kebab Barringers. No, Gregson's coming. So Kebab Barringers is coming to the pits. Gregson will now take the lead in this race on fresh intermediate tyres. But RC8 will come out in third. Alex Gunamack stays in second on those 11-lap-old mediums. Gin and Juice jumps Kebab. So does his teammate jumps Kebab as well. Looks like Daz are actually going to get past as well. And he does do so.
Kebab Barringers went to the mediums, so it's actually very interesting. Some drivers have gone for the Inters and others have gone for the slicks. So these drivers have no idea what tyre is better, and they're just trying to play the cards. But I think maybe the drivers on the slicks might actually have the advantage, actually, because from what we've been told, the wet weather isn't going to be here all too long. So if they can just stick it out on the slicks, they might be able to not have to pit for a second time, which could really play into their hands.
Yeah, we'll have to see what's going to happen as this race develops. As can RC8 gain time on Alex Gunamack on those intermediate tyres? Let's find out. However, though, the sad thing about what they don't simulate in this game, Byron, is the inter-slicks that we all know too and well from Imola and also from Turkey last season. If there were interslicks in this game, imagine what these guys on the intermediates would do. Because if the rain dries up, then, you know, they might as well stay on the intermediates at that point, really. It's at the point if there was the interslicks option, but obviously they don't simulate it in this game. So if this gamble doesn't work out for these intermediate guys, this could be one hell of a titanic battle for the championship. Because remember, as I said, RC8 must finish ahead of Gregster in any way possible for him to win the championship today, and currently at the moment he's behind him by 2 positions as Black Charizard has gone down the inside of Triple O into Parabolica and has got the move done. And usually Monza is the track of overtakes, but with these wet conditions it's been a little bit nullified today.
Oh yeah, for sure. These drivers are just doing very interesting. Oh my god, Black Charizard just absolutely cut the chicane at turn 1. he really slowed it down quite a bit there, but he got a 5-second time penalty for corner cutting. So
the game, unfortunately... Sorry, I was going to say the game, unfortunately, will give you a 5-second time penalty, even if you use the escape road or the escape lane, which is unfortunate. Volodo Harris has had a spin as well at turn 1 and 2 on his medium tyres. And Robert Kopar picked up a 3-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and he's gone off of his Intus. Has he got a bit of damage, maybe? Oh, Robert, no, he's got wing damage, Byron. Wing damage for Robert Cobfather, and he's gone back onto the mediums, interestingly. So maybe those Inters just weren't working for him, but they seem to be working a little bit for RC8, though.
Well, yeah, RC8 setting the fastest lap of the race so far, so maybe the Inters are faster as it stands. Just noticed Black Charizard, he was having a bit of a scrap with Infamella, who's not had the best of times. Also, I'm just noticing there is a Haas in the pit lane. It's Robert Godfather.
Yeah, I think Robert may have spanned coming out of the pit lane. So we could see a move here. Here goes the championship leader. He's going to go down the inside of Alex Gunamac. He's gone very deep into the corner, but will keep the position. And it's going to go up into second place here. And now can he hunt down Gregster? He's on 4-lap fresher intermediates here. And he's still got another 13 laps to do so. So anything can happen in this race. As we've got someone... Oh, Unique J's off. Big crash for him. Oh, Unique J's had a big crash. We've got a safety car in this race. A safety car. That has mixed up the championship battle hugely. Because now the whole pack will be completely together. And we have a safety car here because of Unique J spinning on the exit of the second corner. And that puts the championship fight right back in it now here, Byron.
Well, I'm wondering who's going to pit, who's not. Some drivers are going to take track position, others are going to pit. They're all going to be probably frantically asking Jeff what the weather's going to be like so they can find out, do we go for slicks or do we go for inters? And Gregster does pit. RC8 does not pit. Gregster got a 5-second time penalty.
RC8's reacted on. Yeah, Gregster's picked up a 5-second time penalty. That could be crucial at the end of this race. Everybody else has come in. So everyone else back in again. Has RC8 gone for another set? He has. He wants a fresh set of inters. He wants to be... No, he's gone for mediums. Gregster's gone for a fresh set of inters. What is this race?
And RC8 has jumped Gregster in the pit lane because of a 5-second time penalty. So Gregster has lost out massively because he won't come out in the lead.
This is an incredible race because look at Alex Gunamac softs. Gin and Juice has gone back to the set of slick tyres on the mediums. Daz are back on the mediums as well. As there's a bit of a tangle here between drivers under the safety car. RC8 though has opted for the set of medium tyres and he's made it work. And luckily for Robert Cobfather, hasn't been lapped, so he's managed to actually get himself in front of the safety car. So he's now been able to actually go round and join the back of the pack. So let's see what's going to happen here because Tekers and Sabo into the pits, both for a fresh set of mediums as well. That's really intriguing how Greg's has gone for the inters. Could that be the biggest gamble in his freshman league season? I think it might be, but is it going to work out for him, Byron? Is it going to work out?
Well, that's the unknown. Even I don't know, and I think I tend to be pretty good about deciding what compound to be on and when. If I'm these drivers right now, I would, as soon as I knew there was a safety car, find out the weather. What is the weather going to be like for the rest of the race? Is it going to rain? Is it not? If it is going to rain, you want to continue on those inters. And Gregster clearly thinks the inters are better. But RC8 thinks the mediums are better. Sounds like a GCSE question.
Yeah, it does actually.
RC8 is on the medium tyres. Gregster is on the intermediate tyres. It is in light drizzle conditions. Who is faster?
Who is faster? Actually, does sound like one of those maths questions, doesn't it?
Well, if you take the tyre surface and you divide it by 2, and then you times it by the grip available on the circuit, and then you... Can you tell I have no idea what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Gregster's again. He's clearing it. I think he might be trying to clear his... Is he going to change tyres, or is he just...
Is he gone back for the slits? No, he has. He's gone No, he hasn't. Yeah, no, he has gone mediums. He's gone mediums. But that is set him so far back. He's going to have to overtake all of those drivers and then get back to that pack again. But that he gets to serve his 5-second time penalty. That's what he would have wanted. But then he's still got 6 seconds. So he has to overtake now what is going to be 9 drivers nearly, and then get a 6-second gap on RC8. So with what is going to be 10 laps to go in this race, in what looks to be, once again, slick conditions, I don't know what's happening in this race, but it's been a good race so far. But, yeah.
Yeah, Gregster now has a massive challenge on his hands. If he wants to win this race, is he going to have to overtake 8 cars and then get past RC8? So, be interesting to see.
Get past RC8 and then gain a 6-second gap because of his penalties. So he's got a lot to do as Gregster. But this could be the chance. RC8 could win both Drivers' and Constructors' Championships right here, right now in this race. With 10 laps to go, if everyone joins the back of the pack, we can begin. But the person we're waiting on at the moment, Tonios, is quite far back. Robert Cobfather is quite far back. And that's who the guys we're waiting on at the moment in these conditions. Will it dry up? We don't know. But yeah, it's certainly been a very good race so far. One of the best freshman races I've seen in quite some time. Actually, there hasn't been too much stupidity apart from that Saba the Mister incident. That may be the only stupidity we've seen, but that happens in racing sometimes, though, Byron, doesn't it? You get people who there will be incidents like that. 1 or 2 incidents is fine, but when there starts being 10 a race, that's when you want to start, thinking something horrible, something quite bad has gone on here.
Well, I'm actually wondering whether one of our drivers can tell us the weather, because I'd actually be quite interested to know what the weather is actually going to be like. But yeah, incidents are bound to happen, and
Unique J, if you're in the chat, because I know you are sometimes, if you could ask Kebab if he knows what the weather is, be nice to hear, because I know Unique J might be in the chat. Or Techers, RC8, you might be in the chat. I know you're currently on the track. I don't want you to pause, because you're not allowed to pause, but if you're able to.
Just go down a straight a bit slower than usual. I don't know. Maybe.
Well, we'll find out. I'm sure someone will be able to tell us what the weather is, whether it's going to dry up or not. We just don't know. High velocity, yes. Techers is, but I can't even say his name. You have to say it really quickly. Banakafalat, I think it is how you say it. Banakafalat. Yeah, that's his Discord name, if you're wondering. I don't see your question. Yeah. Banakafalat, that's how you say it. There we go. It's disappointing.
It sounds like you're just doing some weird ritual.
Yeah, no. It's disappointing to see. We had 50-something people here at one point, and now we've only got 28. I don't know where everyone's gone. It's the most exciting part of the race, and they've disappeared.
Well, at least they're gonna. At least they won't have the luxury of
safety car is in, though, Byron. So the safety car is now in, so RC will become the de facto safety car. Saba the Miss has picked up a 5-second time penalty for collision with Gregster. The stewards will look at that if that needs to be removed or not, because sometimes they can be quite harsh. Drivers, though, just need to be lining up. You don't need to go so close behind people. Just move over to the left or right in the space, guys. They don't need to be right up behind someone. Robert Codfather's got the right. No, sorry, Deadly Jason's got the right idea. Don't line up behind someone. Go staggered.
Just managed to catch up.
Yeah, he did. And unfortunately,
only just able to.
Unfortunately, Tonios didn't. So we're going to get away here, and Alex Gunnermack is actually on the back of the championship leader. Here we go. This is for the lead of the race. Alex Gunnermack. Oh, and he's hit the back of RCA, the championship leader. Alex, no. Well, that's a penalty for you, mate. I'm sorry, but you can enjoy a penalty, Alex, because you're getting one after that. And there's carnage at the back. Triple O's lost the car as well. It's another Mercedes. It's a huge Mercedes downfall. Where have we seen that before? As Tunturi now looks like he's going for a move on Infamela here. This safety car restart has been crazy already. Tunturi trying to go around the outside. He can't get the move done. RC8 still leads the way, but Alex Max got bad damage after colliding with him. Tekka's down, getting past Dazza up into 5th place in. What a comeback for Tekka's here in this race. And he's managed to get himself to 5th place, but yeah, he's got Dazza right behind him here. Gregster trying to get involved as well. Gregster actually going to go down to the inside of Dazza here, and we've got someone spinning off at the back. Infamela's had a spin here, but here goes Gregster. Going to go to the inside here into Ascari, and is going to get the move done on Dazza, and Dazza's got Saba the Mister right up behind him now as well. As Gin and Juice there getting past Kebab. Kebab's had a huge spin, no wing damage. Tekkas will go flying past as well. Tekkas could find himself on a podium here at this point. The Red Bull driver might be able to find him too. Oh, Infamela's had a huge. Infamela's had a big spin, or is he retired on track?
Virtual safety car. No, I think that was a spin.
Yeah, no, he has fully lost his wheel. The wet conditions proving very, very difficult for the freshman drivers today. And Alex Gunamack into the pits once again. What a crazy race this has been, Byron. These wet conditions making this to be one hell of a race. People picking up damage all over the place for spins. We've had a few people retire from spins, a few people misjudging their braking points in the wet, and it's been a crazy race today.
Well, Gregster's up to 5th already, so I'm wondering what he can do. Now, I'm not sure when we're going to be able to get this virtual safety car over and done with. Shouldn't be all too long now.
Yeah, it should definitely be green flag now. Yeah, it is. There we go. Green flag racing. Tekkas has just thrown it all away, Byron. He's just thrown it all away. He's got a drive-through penalty, and so has Kebab. They've just thrown away their chances, as they've just both gotten themselves a drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC. And here comes Gregster, right on the back of Kebab Barrages now. Gregster going to go to the outside through Ascari. Can he get the move done as there's a bit of contact? And Kebab's backed off, and Daz has gone round the outside, and so is Sabo. And he's been forced into a spin. As Kebab, there was a bit of contact between him and Sabo, I think. But Kebab there just got overtaken by Tekkas. No, he tried to go for an overtake on Dazza, couldn't get it work, and then he's picked up a drive-through penalty. It's just all gone horribly wrong for Kebab Barrages here, as Tekkas into the pits, as Saba the Mister's lost it on the final corner. Oh, it's all gone. The drivers, just these wet conditions, Byron. These drivers just not up to it.
Your main man, Robert Codfather, is into the points. He's currently
I told you.
P9.
What did I say? Mark my words. That man, he will keep it clean and consistent at the back, and he will find his way into those points. And I'm telling you right now, he is on the money. Go on, Robertson, you've got this. As Gin and Juice, is he gaining on RC8? Doesn't look like it at the moment. I think he may possibly losing a little bit of time. But yeah, Robert Codfather in the points. Oh, someone had a bit of an off there. I think it was Gregster possibly. It's followed to Harris now. Up behind Tunturi. Someone else is off. Alex Gunamack. Yeah, is off the track as well.
There's a bit of almost a Robert hype train coming on in the Twitch chat, as everybody's noticed. He's running
because he is the everyone loves him. I'm telling you right now, everyone loves Robert Codfather. But basically, the reason behind it is Byron, right? And I've told him this, and I've been brutally honest with him, right? He used to be teammates of a guy called Willie Sanker, and these two were the slowest drivers in the league. Before we had those prelim races, he goes followed to Harris for move on Tunturi. Before we had the prelim races, they were in the Premier Series, and they scored 0 points for like 2 seasons running. And last season in the freshman, Robert Codfather got 1 point, and he's already on like 14 points, and he could even improve here and get more. And that there shows that you can be slow, but you can also improve heavily, and he's done so this season. It's a prime example of keep racing and you will get quicker. And Robert Codfather is proving to do so. He has got triple O on him at the moment now, and Tekers is not far behind, so he might get dropped out just on penalties. But we'll find out what happens. So it's Tunturi and Volodoharis having a big battle here. 6 laps to go before we crown our champion, potentially, as he's got to keep it on track like the rest of these drivers have been. Most of these drivers have been unable to do today. And there hasn't even been, like, retirements because of bad racing, if you know what I mean, Byron. Obviously there's been a few people missing their braking points. We've seen that a couple of times, but mainly all of these retirements have been people spinning under the wet. They've been, you know, people just manually retiring because of the conditions. But look, it's actually dried up now. It's actually fully dry.
Wow. It's only just started, but it is now fully dry.
I mean, Dazza could get himself on the podium. Gregster has a 14 seconds of penalties. So Dazza could make his way onto the podium here.
Well, it's quite clear Gregster is fast, but very inconsistent and prone to getting those penalties. He's really not done himself too many favours in the hunt for that championship. And that has really probably ended his shot at the championship in the freshman league, so he's really not had the greatest of times, but it's not a performance that he won't be proud of.
But Dazza, well, Volodoharis has got 21 seconds of penalties. I was just about to say Dazza could be knocked off the podium, but then I saw the penalties. But Tunturi's not far behind his teammate. Tunturi could knock Dazza off. If Tunturi picks up no penalties here, Tunturi could knock him off the podium here. Triple O is right up behind Robert, and so is Tekers on his way as well up behind Robert Codfather. And yeah, it's looking to be a bit of a clash towards the end of this race. A few drivers getting close together. It's Tekers getting past Triple O up into 10th place, and now he's going to hunt down Robert Codfather for the final place in the points. But Robert Codfather could still find his way into the final points position if he can keep ahead of Triple O, but he's got a lot of drivers coming up behind him. So here goes Tekers now. It's going to go around the outside here, Byron, of Robert Codfather, and he's going to get the move done nice and early before Parabolica.
Well, I actually think it's unlikely Robert Codfather is going to be knocked out of the points, because actually the driver behind him, Triple O, 6 seconds of penalties, Alex Gunner 19 seconds of penalties, and then over the 20 seconds down the road you've got Kebab Barrages with 19 seconds of penalties. I'm wondering if Tekers is being nice here, giving Robert Codfather some more points.
Tekers has had a huge spin. Tekers has had a huge spin on the exit of turn 2. He's had a big spin, and he's dropped down now behind Alex Gunnermack, but Alex Gunnermack has 19 seconds of penalties. So now this is all going to kick off here, because these guys battling for the bottom end of the points. Alex Gunnermack going to be holding these guys up, but he's actually going to now be chasing down Robert Codfather. Triple O picking up another 3-second time penalty, so Robert could secure a point here in this race. Could potentially get that point, but Deadly Jason gaining on the back of Tunturi here for 6th place. Tunturi, though, if he gets past Dazza, will find himself to be in a podium position. If Deadly Jason can get past Tunturi, Deadly Jason could be on a podium. That'll be a first for Deadly Jason in his Gavra racing career. It will be a podium for him. This could be an incredible moment for Deadly Jason, as RC8 has just started lap 24, and Gin and Juice is gaining on him, but it doesn't matter if Gin and Juice overtakes him, Byron, because RC8 will win the championship if he finishes ahead of Gregster or not.
Unless Gin and Juice and RC8 have a massive calamity, and RC8 is just
it's been a bit of a... Oh, sorry, Black Charizard's gone wide. Deadly Jason's got to the inside of Tunturi, and Deadly Jason has gone past Tunturi and now past Black Charizard, and now Tunturi on the inside through Curva Grande. He's going to try and go to the inside here. Will he keep the move into the chicane here? And no, Deadly Jason will keep the move there, as Kebab Barrages has retired in the pit lane. And yeah, as we've got a lot of retirees, But it's not been incidents, it's just all been about people making their own mistakes. Deadly Jason, Black Country, could get driver of the day here because this has been a monster of a performance from him here in this race. He has to catch up to Dazza though. Dazza picked up a 6 seconds of time penalties. Deadly Jason is currently... Ooh, no, he might not be on the podium. Dazza might keep it. Oh, I'm just trying to think. Can I do the maths here? Greg's has got 17 seconds. Deadly Jason, how many seconds is behind him? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, he is. No. At the moment, Deadly Jason is on the podium. Deadly Jason could get his first podium in his Gavra Racing career night now if he does this.
I'm just noticing RC8 had a bit of an issue there with the McLaren. This just basically parked it up and at the apex of turn 1. RC8 thought he was just going to go right into the back of him.
Did the McLaren retire in the pit lane?
Yes, but sometimes the game just sends the drive out to the pit lane and parks it up on the circuit.
Was just checking because then I was going to snitch on them and say that they needed a penalty, but carry on. Yes,
you did it all right.
Good.
Yeah, the game, he braked for it and went into the gravel, and it meant Gin and Juice closed up massively, and Gregster's now not far behind, but with his 20 seconds of penalties, it's a bit unlikely.
He's picked up another 3 seconds now as well, Gregster, so he's definitely out of this now.
Deadly Jason could be in contention here, though. Maybe if he's really lucky here, he'll definitely be able to get Dazza, looking likely to get
the podium. Here goes the battle for the lead, the overtake for the lead, Byron. Gin and Juice to the inside here into turn 1. RC8 going to give him the room, and that was clean through there so far, but Gin and Juice piling on the pressure here, Byron, on RC8.
Well, they're voting for driver of the day here. Between RC8, Dazza, Deadly Jason, or Gin and Juice.
Oh, there's been a big calamity there as Dazza, Deadly Jason trying to get past Dazza, Alex Mac then trying to get past Deadly Jason, who then Black Charizard trying to get past them all, and there was just like a huge 3-wide moment into turn 1. No one has damage though, and there was a bit of contact, but Deadly Jason trying to get past Dazza now, but he needs to make sure he's not pushing too much because Dazza's still got penalties. He can just sit behind Dazza, but then he needs to be careful because he's got Alex Mac hot on his tail right now with 22 seconds of penalties. And yeah, this is turning out Alex Mac he's actually gapping quite a lot to the cars behind. Alex Mac now going to go to the outside. He's got DRS. He's going to go past Deadly Jason here and will keep the position. Needs to be careful swerving in the braking zone like that though. That's definitely something you shouldn't be doing. Dazza had quite a bit of lag there. Tech is picking up another 3 seconds. Robert Cobfather is in contention for points right now as Triple O just picked up another 3 seconds as well. As we're going to go on to the final lap of this race, Byron, here. And this is the final lap. Can RC8 be champion here in the Freshman League? And can his Ferrari team also be champion? As Alex Max has got huge pace on this track. Alex Max really showing the pace today, and Deadly Jason has got 11 votes here for driver of the day. He's definitely going to get it. Here's Gregster going down the inside, and Gin and Juice has taken second place here, and Deadly Jason and trying to get back past Dazza. Ken can't go for it. Black Charizard and Tunturi involved in this one. It's now a 5-way battle for 5th place, but penalties going to get involved here in this race. 20 seconds go to Gregster. Even if he gets in front of RC8 now, it won't matter. He will drop behind on his penalties, and that will mean that RC8 could take this in the end. And I'm just trying to think, though. I've just remembered something.
Oh, he's remembered something.
I think I've just remembered something. I'm going to have to crash everyone's hearts. I've just remembered Deadly Jason has a LLP2 from Spa. RC8 is the champion. Well done to him, the new Freshman League champion. RC8 takes first place. Him and Ferrari in the constructors. He is our new Freshman League champion. Well done to RC8. Takes the win here in Monza. Gin and Juice in second. Gregster in third. But get ready for this, Byron. Deadly Jason from Spa has a 3-place grid drop. He didn't get a podium anyway, but will now drop back 3 places. And I completely forgot about that. LLP2 for Deadly Jason, which means he drops back 3 places in this race. That was his penalty, but congratulations to our Freshman League champion RCA and the Freshman League Constructors champions Ferrari as well.
Well, Deadly Jason voted Driver of the Day with 12 votes, which was 92% of the votes.
But then,
do you agree with the Driver of the Day?
I mean, I did at one point until I completely forgot about his penalty that he had. And LLP2 was given to Deadly Jason in Spa, which means he will drop back 3 places. And that'll allow some other drivers to move up into the points. But well done to that man there. He is your new Freshman League champion for Season 3. And his team Ferrari take the Constructors. Well done to Gin and Juice taking second. And yeah. Gregster takes third in the end.
Robert Codfather, P10.
Gets points. Points for Robert Codfather, everyone. We can all celebrate today. But Deadly Jason will drop back 3 positions, so he will drop back to 7th place, which will push those 3 drivers up. So Tunchuri will actually get 4th. Dazza will be in 5th, which is a brilliant result for them guys. I'm just trying to remember if we had any other freshman penalties. AB Techers actually has an LLP1, so then he'll drop back a place. So then if Deadly Jason drops back 3, Tekkas drops back 1, so it'll be Volo Harris will get promoted to 6th position, I believe is how that will work. Yes, that's how that works. So, yeah. Thank you everyone for watching. Deadly Jason got Driver of the Day. And well done to everyone. Well done to RCA for the Freshman League Championship and Ferrari for the Constructors here in the Freshman as well. And that is our first champion of this second season in the F1 2020 game. Confirmed right there, Mr. RC8. But all the other championships close. We probably will see next week a possible champion in the Academy, Leo Cat. But definitely very close. But Byron, you've done very well today. Can we get a big round of applause for Byron in the chat, please? Because he's done brilliantly today, guys. First time commentating here in Gavra. And thank you for joining me. And thank you for stepping in for Evan, who was who I forgot to mention, actually. Sorry, Evan. Evan was sick today, so he couldn't join me. But yeah, well done
Unlucky.
to Byron for
didn't
dropping
get to commentate the absolute madness that
it didn't.
Absolutely chaotic race, obviously, as always. It's been a pleasure to do some amazing commentary, especially with Gavra. Really good racing league. Just a quick social plug. It's all available on their website. If you want to race for them, again, details on the website. Everything you could need, want, or possibly dream of is likely on the website. However, I cannot promise you chocolate cookies and milk. Apologies for that. They didn't let me put that on the website. In fact, I didn't make the website, but it's not on the website. So I'm going to stop saying website, but thank you all very much for watching. Thank you for letting me be here.
You'll slowly become my new favourite person after that plug.
Right.
But yeah, thank you. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you everyone in the chat for joining us. We had 57 people in at one point. So thank you everyone for joining. Well done to the Freshman League champion. Freshman League guy, a better improvement this week. I'm sure it always is. The drivers will get their justice, don't you worry. As there will be some stuff involved as well. So thank you everyone for joining us, and we will see you all tomorrow in the Premier Series, where you'll be joined by Toussaint and Natty, and then join me on Thursday for the Super. Dutchie isn't joining me again, so someone else might have to hop in.
What's up? Turned into Morse code.
Who's turned into Morse? Me?
You. Yeah, your Wi-Fi is going very dodgy. You've turned into Morse code. Basically, what he's saying is, hope you enjoyed it. Tomorrow there is the
Has it seriously gone that bad?
Yes, it is.
Oh, God.
He's saying that there's League tomorrow. Make sure you stay tuned. It will be commentated live again here on Twitch, and we can't wait to see you all again soon. Thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Is it working now?
Yeah, it's alright now.
Ah, there we go. All right, bye, guys. Just a bit of a lag in my internet. Thank you everyone for joining. See you later.
Mate, you turn.